Hi everybody and welcome to SJL Yoga. This is a Sun Salutation class, which is a continuation of the tutorial of the Sun A salutation that I was teaching on Wednesday. So we're going to sit in an easy seated position, whatever that is for you. You can be cross-legged, you can be with your feet underneath you, whatever's comfortable for you. You can also sit on a block if you need a little bit of elevation for your hips. That feels really good for me, so that's how I'm going to start our class today. And you're going to have your hands down on your knees, palms facing down or palms facing up, whether you need to be grounded or collecting energy from the earth around you. You're going to start with your eyes gently closed, tongue off the roof of your mouth. We're going to start in silence today. Just thinking of an intention, breathing in and breathing out. Inhaling the shoulders all the way up and draw them back down. Taking a few deep breaths in and out. Dedicating your practice to someone or something in your life that you want to send positive energy to. Inhale and exhale. And gently flutter open your eyes. We're going to inhale the arms all the way up, bringing your gaze to the sky, appreciating whatever sun or lack thereof there is up there today. Inhale in, and then take your right hand down to your side, lift up with the left arm, and hinge over to the right side, bending that bottom arm slightly, opening up the side body. Try not to concave your body forward. You want to be out and up. And inhaling back up to center all the way up. And then dropping the left arm down. Inhale the arm up. And hinge over to the left. Again, try not to concave forward. You want to be out and up. Your chest is towards the sky. Opening up. Then inhaling back to center. Dropping your left hand to your right knee. The right arm comes behind you at the base of your spine. Lifting up. And then starting to twist from the bottom up. So your stomach twists. And then moving up to the ribs, your chest, shoulders, and your head being the last thing to twist. If your head doesn't get there, that's okay. Inhaling and exhaling. Taking a few deep breaths just to wring out the insides a little bit. And then inhale all the way back up to center. And dropping the right hand down, left arm comes behind at the base of your spine. Start to twist from the bottom up. Inhale in. And exhale, fold a little deeper, all the way back. Wherever your body comes to today, that's great. One side's always different than the other. And then inhale all the way back up to center. And your arms come down onto your knees. If you have the block, you can remove it. And we're going to go through a couple of cat-cows. So coming to the middle of your mat, placing your hands directly under your shoulders. Your knees are in line directly under your hips. We're talking a lot about alignment in this class today because a lot of the Sun A's, all of your joints are stacked. So we're going to go through some cat-cows. So on your inhale, you're going to drop your belly, lift your head up towards the sun. And exhale, round the back, tuck your chin in, press the tops of the feet into the earth, all 10 fingers, pushing the earth away. And inhale, sink the belly down, raise the head up. And exhale, round, tuck that chin in. These can go as fast or as slow as you would like. Inhale in. And exhale out. Inhale in one more time. Look up. And then exhale out. Coming back to a neutral spine. Bringing the toes together, knees out to the corners of your mat. Sink the hips down. Stretch the arms out. Child's pose. Taking a few deep breaths in your child's pose. Before we start to move into our tutorial of the Sun Salutation A, and walking the hands forward, tucking the toes under, shifting the hips to the sky. You can have bent knees here or straighten them out. We'll go through both the modifications and the advanced poses. So pedaling the heels out, stretching out those calf muscles, dropping the knees, coming back up. And then we're going to step to the front of our mat. You can take as many steps as it takes to get there. Bending the knees wherever you need to. Yoga is not about your flexibility. It's about the journey to get into each pose. Dropping the head down in your forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. You're going to have a straight line from the head all the way to your tailbone, even with the ceiling. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, bend the knees, raise the arms all the way up. Arms come up, palms are facing each other. Gaze is up, and then arms come back down to mountain pose. We're going to go through the modified version of the Sun A twice. So your feet are hip-width distance apart, palms are facing forward. Inhale in all the way up. Exhale, arms come out, swan dive down all the way to your forward fold, bending your knees slightly. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back, hands on your shins. Exhale, fold it down, plant the hands. You're going to step back to your plank, one leg at a time. If you need to drop your knees here, that's okay. If you can stay up in your plank, wonderful. Shifting the weight forward so that your shoulders are directly over your wrists. And taking the modified version, we're going to drop our knees, untuck the toes, and then hugging the elbows in, you're going to come all the way down to the ground. And you're going to push your chest and your head up for cobra pose. Come back through tabletop and push up into your downward facing dog. Pedal out the heels. Take a child's pose if you need to here. Step to the front of your mat, taking as many steps as you need to get there. Feet are hip-width distance. Forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold it down. Inhale, rise. Bend the knees all the way up. And then hands are down by your sides. Taking a few deep breaths in your mountain pose. And we're going to bend the knees. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, swan dive down. Arms come out. Bend the knees, drop the head. Inhale, halfway lift. Flat back, hands on your shins. Exhale, plant the hands. Step it back to plank. Try to use opposite leg this time, just to even out your body. Drop to your knees if you need to on the plank. And then everybody's going to come down to their knees, untuck the toes, come all the way down to the ground, hug the elbows in. Inhale, cobra. Gaze is forward. And coming through tabletop, tuck the toes under, downward facing dog. Good job, yogis. Stepping to the front of your mat. Inhale in halfway. Exhale down. Bend the knees. Inhale all the way up. Rise up. And then back down to your mountain pose. We're going to do 2 Sun A's with the advanced version. If you would like to follow this or stay with your modifications, that is up to you. So your toes are together, heels are together. Bending knees, inhale all the way up, gaze comes up. Exhale, swan dive down. Legs are straight this time. Head is down. Inhale, halfway lift, hands on your shins, flat back. Exhale, plant the hands, bend your knees. You're going to jump back into chaturanga. So your elbows are bent. And then you're going to come up, upward facing dog. Plant the tops of your feet down. Thighs are up. And then roll over your feet. Downward facing dog. Staying in your down dog for as long as you'd like. This is known as an active resting pose, or come down to your child's pose if you need to. Bending the knees. You're going to look forward and hop to the front of your mat. Forward fold. Inhale halfway. Exhale, fold it down. And inhale, rise all the way up. And we're going to swan dive right back down. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, plant the hands. We're going to jump back. Always jump back to a chaturanga with bent arms. Do not jump back to plank. That could really injure you. So you're going to bend your knees and jump back with bent arms, hugging the elbows in. Flip the feet. Upward facing dog, thighs off the ground, push the earth away. This is a really, really good stretch for your back. And then come into your downward facing dog. Taking the knees down, knees out wide, toes together, child's pose. And coming back up into your downward facing dog, we're going to add on to your Sun A just a little bit. So we're going to walk forward. Inhale in halfway. Exhale, fold. Bend the knees. Inhale, rise all the way up. This time you're going to take your right hand, wrap it around your left wrist. Pull up, create a lot of space here. And then hinge over to your right, creating a C shape with your body. Just opening the side body just as we did in the beginning. You're going to inhale back to center. And then left hand grabs right wrist. Hinge over. Inhaling and exhaling. Creating that C shape. And then coming all the way back up. Arms come, palms facing forward. Exhale, swan dive down. Straight or bent legs. You're going to grab opposite elbows. Hang in your ragdoll here. Release the lower back. You can sway back and forth. Kind of have fun with it. And then dropping the hands down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands. Step or jump back into your plank pose. We're going to hold plank here. Really push the earth away with all 10 fingers, all 10 toes, lining your wrists up with your shoulders. Just a few more seconds. Hug that belly in. And then exhale halfway down or all the way down. Upward facing dog or cobra. Downward facing dog. You're going to step to the middle of your mat with your left foot. Your right foot comes all the way up. And then bring your right foot between your hands. Stay up on the back foot. Line your knee up directly with your ankle. You don't want your knee going past your ankle. And then get your balance. Rise up, hands on your your thigh. Shins are down there. And then raise the arms all the way up into your crescent lunge. Sink the shoulders down. Strong arms here. Taking the hands down to your center. Inhale in, create a lot of space and take that left elbow and hook it on the outside of your right knee. Trying to get your hands back to heart center here. Gaze is up towards the sky, staying with our sun salutations. Thanking the sun for being out or even behind the clouds. Thank God it's there regardless. Two more breaths here. And then come back to center. Always drop that back knee if you need the balance. And then you're going to rock step to the front, keeping your knees bent in chair pose. You can have your feet hip width distance or your feet together. Hands at heart center, at goal post, whatever works for you. This is your home practice. And then exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold it down. Bending the knees, inhale, rise all the way up. And then mountain pose, reset. Take note of how your right side feels compared to your left. And inhale, raise the arms all the way up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Plant the hands, forward fold. Step back to your plank. Staying in your plank, again, if you need to come down to your knees, that's fine. Staying in your plank, stay really strong here, yogis. Hug that belly in. Working the core muscles here. And then come halfway down or all the way down. Upward facing dog or cobra. Stretching out that back. Downward facing dog. Left leg rises. Bringing that left leg through the hands. Staying up on your back foot. Making sure that that ankle and knee are in one straight line. Lifting up. Placing the hands on the thigh. And then raising the arms up. Gaze is up. Shoulders are out of the ears. Bringing your hands together at your heart center. Giving a little gratitude for your practice. Create a lot of space. Take that right elbow. Hook it on the outside of your left knee. Bringing your hands back to heart center. Gaze up. Bringing out those organs. Inhaling and exhaling. One more breath here. And then come back to center. Inhale all the way up. You're going to rock step that back foot up to your chair pose. Choose a different arm variation if you'd like. Inhaling and exhaling here. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. And Exhale, plant the hands. Little bit of a challenge here. Stay with me. Come back to your plank. Shifting forward, drop your knees if you need to. Halfway down, chaturanga. All the way up to plank. Halfway down, chaturanga. All the way up to plank. Again, drop the knees, untuck the toes. Halfway down, all the way back up. Coming to your downward facing dog, just coming straight back. Right leg comes into the air, and then up in between the hands. Plant that back foot, blade edge of the foot to the back of your mat. Come into your warrior two. Arms come out straight. Gaze is over the middle finger of your front arm. Really strong here, yogis. Make sure that knee doesn't go past that ankle. Flip that front palm. And then take your radiant warrior back. Back arm comes down that back leg. Stretch up. And then take that top arm, bring it down to your thigh. Back arm comes all the way up, gaze is up. Make sure you're not putting too much pressure on that front arm. It's just resting on your leg. Side angle pose. Inhale, reverse, all the way up. If you want a little bit of a core challenge, you can wrap that back arm around the waist. And then side angle pose, come all the way down. You're going to inhale, reverse one more time. And then side angle one more time. You're going to pivot towards the front of your mat. Lift that back leg, that back foot up. You're going to take that front leg, bring it behind you. If you want to flow through on three-legged, that's okay here, or drop your foot. So plank with one leg, come down, chaturanga, hug the elbows in, drop both feet, upward facing dog or cobra, downward facing dog. Great job, yogis. Inhale that left leg up. Bring it between the hands. Plant that back foot. Rise up to your warrior two. Arms come out straight. Make sure your knee isn't caving in, but it's in line with your ankle. Yoga is a lot about body awareness. Just take note of where you are in space. Flip that front palm, radiate back. Stretch up. Make sure that that bend stays in that front knee. Exhale, side angle. Come down all the way up with the back arm. And then radiate back. And exhale forward. And then radiate back. One more time. Exhale forward. Come all the way up. Dropping that back arm. Pivoting forward. Taking that left leg back to your three-legged plank. Lower down. Drop those feet. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Great job, yogis. Lift that right leg one more time. Come between the hands. You're going to open back up to your warrior two. You're going to take that front leg, straighten it out. Your hips are going to come back. Your body's going to go forward, 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 and hinging at the hip. Drop that bottom arm. Lift that back arm up. Triangle pose. One thing that you don't want to do is cave your body in. It doesn't matter if you reach the floor. You want this part of your body open. Gaze up. One more breath here. Come all the way up. Arms are out. Bring that front leg in. Turn the other toes out. We're going to go to triangle on the other side, different perspective. Hips come out, body comes forward, 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 and then dip down, raising that back arm up. Now you stay where you are, and I will show you a modification. If this is available to you, if you have a block, place the block on the inside of your foot. Place your hand on top of the block and come back up. Props are your friends, not a hindrance to your practice. Sometimes they even enhance your practice. Make sure that your hips are in line. Inhale and exhale. One more breath. And then come all the way back up. Pivot to the front of your mat. Take it back. You can flow through or come to child's pose. That is up to you. So I'm going to go through chaturanga, upward facing dog, and instead of going to downward facing dog, we'll all meet in child's pose. Toes together, knees out wide. Take a breath. Or a few. Come back to your intention. What brought you to your mat today? And as you think of that intention, come back up into your downward facing dog. We're going to step to the front of our mats, but your toes are going to be off the mat. We're going into a yogi squat. So I'm going to step forward and step forward. My feet are pigeon-toed out off the mat, and I'm sinking my hips down. Hands come to heart center. I'm going to turn forward so you can see a different perspective, but stay where you are at the top of your mat. So your toes are out, your knees are bent, your elbows are on the inside of your knees. My knees are pressing towards my elbows, creating a little bit of tension in the pelvic floor. Again, if you need your block to sit on, place it right underneath your sacrum and sit on the block. You're going to take your right hand down, left arm lifts for a twist. Inhale and exhale. Shining your heart and your gaze to the sky. And come back down. Left hand down, right hand up. Look into that sky. Imagine the sun there. If it's not, if it's cloudy where you are. And then come back to center. You're going to lift your body up, forward fold. I'm going to step to the front of my mat. You should already be there. And we're going to inhale in. Halfway, flat back. Sink the hips down, rise up to your chair pose. Wherever your arms are is great. We're going to move the arms a little bit of a power chair flow here. So your arms are going to come out in front of you. You're going to sink a little deeper. Inhale the arms up. Try to stay in that deep fold. Your thighs are burning now. That's okay. Exhale a little deeper. Inhale up. And one more time. Arms come down. Now you're going to sink. Come up onto your toes. And sit straight on your bum. If it's not as smooth as that, that's okay. Lift your legs up to your boat pose. Stay in your boat pose. Core is tight. If you need to drop your legs, go for it. Drop your feet. Hug the knees in. We're going to go down to the floor for a couple of flowing bridges. So your feet are hip width distance apart, knees are towards the sky. Roll down one vertebrae at a time. Bringing your heels back by your middle finger or as close as they get. Again, feet are hip width distance apart. And on your inhale, you're going to peel your body off the ground, one straight line like you're in your mountain pose, and your arms are going to come over your head.
Inhale in. Exhale like a wave. Arms come down as you push your body down to the ground. Kind of like somebody is pulling strings all over your body to make you straight. Inhale, peel off the ground. Arms come up. And exhale, let the strings go. Arms come down. Back comes down. We're going to do 3 more of these. Inhale in. Exhale down. Inhale in. Exhale down. Inhale in. Exhale down. Take the knees out wide. Your soles of your feet are together. One hand on your belly, one hand on your chest. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Remember your intention. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Soaking in nature around you, listening to the sounds that are surrounding you. One more breath. Taking the knees in. Have a little fun with this part. Grab the back of the knees. And you're going to rock back and forth on your mat just a couple times. Giving yourself a massage. Kind of makes you feel like a kid again. Have a little fun with it. Then you're going to rock up one more time and stay in your boat pose. We're going to work on our core a little bit because that helps your overall home practice. Hands at heart center. And we're going to twist for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're not done yet. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Hug the knees in. Good job, yogis. And we're going to make your way into your downward facing dog. There's a couple of ways to do that from here. You can either cross your feet, come up onto your hands, come through tabletop, and come up to downward dog. If you'd like to challenge yourself, and I'm not perfect at this, so we'll see how this goes. You're going to take your feet, cross them underneath you, plant your hands, and jump back. And then come up into your downward facing dog. If you're not there yet, it's something to work towards. We're going to review our pigeon pose from last week. So your right leg's going to come up. And then bring the right knee behind your right wrist, making sure your knee and your hip are in one line. Your hips are going to move back, untuck the toes, walk your hands back. Create that beach ball in the front of you like we discussed last week. And then you're going to fold over, coming to your forearms or your forehead. Letting all of the tension out of your hips. Forgetting about what happened last week, letting it go. The past cannot be changed, and the future is only a guess. So the only place you can be is in the here and now. Make your presence on your mat where you are right now. Just a few more breaths. Coming back up onto your hands. Create that space. Tuck the toes under, downward facing dog. You can pedal out the heels here just to kind of get feeling back in that leg. And then the left leg rises, bringing the left knee behind the left wrist. Shift the hips back so your heel and your hip meet. Inhale in,
Placing that block underneath your hip again, if you need that. And then coming all the way forward. Sinking down. Being present, respecting the four corners of your mat. Breathing in and out. Coming all the way back up. This time, shifting over to your left hip, bringing that right leg back, coming into your staff pose. So your feet are straight, your toes are pointed back towards your abdomen. Your hands have your fingers pointing towards the front of your mat. You're opening up your chest, opening up your shoulders. This again is another version of mountain pose, just a different form, a different relation to gravity and the ground. We're going to do a little bit of a reverse plank here. So you're going to move your hands back a little bit to give yourself a little space. Point the toes and lift up. If this is too much for you, you can bend your knees and come to a reverse tabletop. You can put your head back all the way or tuck your chin. Either way, your feet are pointed, your arms are strong, your body is in one straight line. Inhaling and exhaling here. Just 2 more breaths. Inhale. Exhale. 1 more breath. Inhale. Exhale. Slowly come down. Shifting forward. Coming all the way back onto your back. Bringing the knees into the chest. Give yourself a little bit of a back massage here. Rolling the back. Taking your arms out like a T or goalpost, depending on how much space you have. Bringing your knees over to the right. Gaze comes left, supine twist. Inhaling and exhaling for a few breaths. Relax into the mat. Inhale back to center, shifting the hips, dropping the knees to the left, gaze comes right. Hi, yogi. Inhaling and exhaling. Come back to center. Taking the blade edges of your feet, have your arms on the inside, grabbing the outsides of your feet, happy baby pose. Knees are down by the armpits, rock back and forth here. No need to stay still in this pose. It's your last and final stretch. Stretching one leg and then the other. Stretching both legs, have some fun with it. Exhale the legs back down. And then organically letting go and bringing your whole body into your final resting pose of Shavasana. Your feet are out to the corners of your mat. Your arms are by your sides. Palms facing up. Eyes are closed. Inhale in. Exhale out. Inhale in. Exhale out. One more time. Inhale in. Exhale out. Staying here as long as you need to. Letting your practice go. It was good while it lasted. It no longer serves you. Giving gratitude to the sun through your salutations. Listening to the earth around you.
You can stay here as long as you like. If you've had enough of your Shavasana, start to wiggle your toes and your fingers. Bring the knees into the chest. Roll over to your right side using your arm as a pillow, sealing in your practice, and remembering to bring nothing but love and acceptance for yourself and others off of your mat. Giving yourself a little gratitude for coming to your mat today. And then slowly pushing yourself up into a seated position, how we started class. Placing your hands, palms facing up, eyes closed. Hands come to heart center. You're going to inhale your arms all the way up, gaze is up. Exhale back down to heart center. The light in me honors and respects the light in each and every one of you yogis. Thank you so much for joining me in SJL Yoga for this Sun Salutation practice. Please remember to comment, share, and subscribe to my channel. And look forward to next Wednesday's tutorial. And I can't wait for all of you to flow once more with me starting next Wednesday. Namaste.